In this lesson I'm going to show you how the Cueball exactly reacts after hitting the rail when adding left or right spin. So in today's lesson I'm going to show you a system to calculate where the Cueball will travel if you add left or right spin. First I'm going to introduce the Chim-Rampy training Cueball that I will use in this lesson. Afterwards we're going to talk about how the Cueball reacts if there is no object ball involved, and at the end I'm showing you how spin affects the Cueball after we hit an object ball before contacting the rail. So let's start. As I just mentioned, I'm using the Chim-Rampy training Cueball. It's a very nice tool with that you can easily see where you have to aim on the Cueball. If for example I'm telling you to add half a tip of right in English, this would for example look like this. And another great thing about this ball is that after you hit the Cueball, you will see a chalk mark. So you can also use this ball to compare if you actually hit the Cueball where you aimed. For example, a student of mine struggled with backspin, so we used the ball and figured out that he actually hits way above his aiming point. So how does spin affect the Cueball path after contact with the rail? It's actually pretty simple if there is no object ball involved. We're going to divide the Cueball into aiming points of half a tip, and this half a tip equals 1 diamond. So if we go half a tip to the right, the Cueball will hit 1 diamond to the right. If we add 1 tip, the Cueball will hit 2 diamonds to the right. And if we add 1.5 tip, the Cueball will hit 3 diamonds to the right. Pretty simple, isn't it? But what happens if we're going the long way on the table? This system doesn't change. Half a tip will still mean 1 diamond to the right. But since the distance is now doubled, the diamonds will be doubled. So if we add half a tip, the Cueball will on the center be 1 diamond away and at the top of the table be 2 diamonds away. Now let's have a look at a few situations where you can use the system. We have to make the 8 ball into the side pocket. We know if we hit straight into the rail with 1 tip of right in English, the Cueball will travel 2 diamonds to the right and make the 8 ball. Now the Cueball is further away. In this situation we could of course add 1.5 tip to travel 3 diamonds to the right. But I decided to hit at that point on the rail. With the angle of reflection I see that the Cueball will travel this path. So I need 1 more diamond to go towards the 8 ball. So I'm using half a tip of right in English. And here the angle of reflection will bring me 1 diamond too far. So I'm using half a tip of left hand English to subtract 1 diamond. As you see, you have a lot of options. Playing straight into the rail and only use English to change the path. Use the angle of reflection and then adding a smaller amount of English. Or even shorten the angle of reflection by using inside English. The only thing you really have to know for this system to work is the angle of incidence and reflection, and that half a tip equals 1 diamond when you travel half the table. That's it. Pretty simple, isn't it? So now we're going to talk about what happens if an object ball is involved. The principle is pretty much the same that we've just learned. But it's necessary that you know where the Cueball will travel if you add no left or right English at all. If you know that, you can predict where the Cueball will go if you use spin. But the whole thing is not that easy. There are a lot of variables that you have to consider. The first thing is at what part of the pocket you shoot the object ball. Look at this example. The Cueball and the object ball are at every shot in the same spot, and I hit every time at the same speed with a center ball hit. I only hit a different part of the pocket and the contact point on the rail changes by a whole diamond. So it's very important that you hit the right part of the pocket. The second variable is how hard you hit. A softer hit gives the Cueball more time to roll naturally. A harder hit means that the Cueball will be longer on the tangent line and therefore take another path. And another variable is cut-induced throw. If you use left spin, you need another contact point on the object ball because the object ball will be thrown to the right. And another contact point on the object ball also means another contact point on the rail. This is, by the way, the answer to the question from my previous video, how to find position ways. Yes, it's possible to change the contact point on the first rail by hitting left or right English. So to summarize it, I can't really show you a system how the cue ball would travel with spin, because there are just too many variables. I could of course work something out, but this would be really difficult and not help you at all. You just gotta repeat those shots over and over again until you automatically know what to do. But in this video I gave you the background information to predict the path of the cue ball. That means which part of the pocket you hit, how hard you hit the cue ball, the cut-induced throw, and of course the half tip means 1 diamond when the cue ball travels 4 diamonds. And your task now is to put these informations together by your own while you're practicing. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new in this lesson. If you liked this video, leave me a thumbs up and a comment. And as always, see you at the next lesson. Take care.